يا أهلا وسهلا حضرتك. خلاص توكل على الله. Okay, you will come sisters. بسم الله.
Hi everyone, my name is Mishari Rubayam. I'm a registered respiratory therapist. I have a background experience working in the NICU, adult ICU, pediatric ICU, in the National Guard Hospital in Riyadh. So I'm pretty familiar when it comes to respiratory care with all categories. Now, today we do have our Carescape R860 by General Electric. As you can see, we'll talk about first the external parts of the ventilator, some of the features. So as you can see here, the screen is a 15-inch screen, touch screen, which is wide and easy to use. As you can see here, the buttons down there. First one is basically the silent button. Second one is giving oxygen for 100% for 2 minutes. And this is for a screen shot. It basically captures a certain period of time, and it basically gives you the waveforms and some other useful data from the past. As you can see, the lock is basically, it can protect the screen from being changed accidentally. So if you press it, it's gonna turn blue and you will have a sign. If it's unlocked, then you can control anything in the touch screen. And lastly is the home button, which basically takes you back to the default screen, which is the measurement of the patient's mechanical ventilation. And this is the control knob, where you could change data. And if you want to confirm your settings, you have to press that blue control knob. Okay. So first of all, here at the down, can you see down?
Yeah.
Awesome. So down here we do have the inspiratory limb. With the inspiratory limb, we do have this inspiratory safety guard. This inspiratory safety guard has to be changed every 1 year plus PRN. So what does it mean? Most of the ventilators, sometimes they do have this filter inside the machine. So when there is an internal failure or issue, basically the machine or the ventilator will go to the biomed, then they will open it, take the filter away, put another one, and bring it back to the ICU, which takes time and effort. But what GE did, they made it very simple and out and easy. Anytime there is an internal failure, you could replace it. It can be used between patients. There is a valid studies that shows it just to be as a protective part for the internal part of the ventilator. When do we have to change it? You do have to change it if you have a failure in the closure of the swivel valve, which is basically the beep valve and the pressure control valve. So if you do have any risk of having open airway relief valve or sustained airway pressure, then this respiratory filter is replaced. After that, we could talk about the aerogen port. So if you do have aerogen, you could just connect it with one cable, and you could control the nebulization system through aerogen, through the GE ventilator, sorry. So basically, if we go to the menu, the nebulization, you would be able to continue the aerogen easily as long as you connect it. Aerogen recommends to put the nebulizer at the inspiratory limb, not at the Y connection. And the reason why, because at the Y connection, 2/3 of the medication goes wasted in the expiratory side, while 1/3 is delivered. And after they did a study and they compared the particle deposition between the respiratory side and the Y, it showed them at the conclusion that the outcome of putting the placement of aerogen at the inspiratory side is way better than the Y side. Okay, back to where we've been talking. Here we do have an auxiliary port. So this auxiliary port can be used if you have esophageal catheter. This is now a new technology. If you have one, you could put it in the nasogastric tube and you'd be able to measure the esophageal pressure and the abdominal pressure of that patient. It helps determining the transpulmonary pressure inside the lung. So you would be able to set the pressures in the lung more accurately and according to lung protective strategy. So it's a good feature, can be used for neonates and adults and pediatrics.
In non-invasive.
Invasive.
With invasive?
Invasive, yes. We use it with invasive. I heard about some clinicians, they've been doing studies with it, with the sleep study and some other things, but it's developing, start to develop a lot. Well, here we do have the expiratory port. Expiratory port has a cover. This cover, if you touch it, you'll feel some heat. Basically, what it does, it minimizes condensation that builds up in the flow sensor. So basically, it prolongs the life of the flow sensor because it doesn't get humid easy. Oh, thank you. Then, as you can see, how do we have to replace this part? Basically, if you want to change your flow sensor, you could just push this tongue. There is a tongue over here. You push it down, then tilt it out while the machine is on. It should be fine. And you could return it back, as simple as that. But with the neonates, this is with adults. If you are using neonate, we use this flow sensor. It's more accurate and at the Y connection. But still, this one will not be replaced. It can be maintained over here. If you want to replace the whole expiratory port, there is a small tank down here, if you can see. If you push it down and you can tilt it, the whole thing is out. And this is, by the way, the diaphragm, basically. This is the water trap, and as I show you, this is the flow sensor. If you want to put it back, there is a small tank over here. You need to match it under this edge, okay? Also, there is another long edge over here. You need to insert it through this port. So the way is, you put it this way and try to match it, then push. You have to hear a click. If there is a click, then you are connected it in the proper way. Okay, then we do have this part, which is just to park the circuit. So if you didn't have a cap, or for example this cap cannot be put in over here because of the flow sensor. Now we are using flow sensor, we cannot put the cap. So what we do, you don't need this one. You just take the whole thing down and try to connect it over here. Now it's on a bark. Now it tells you that patient is detected, but the reality it's not connected to the patient. So what do? You do bark the circuit, and now we are telling the machine that we did not connect the patient just in a bark position. Okay. Moving to the second part, are you familiar with the way of you connect the humidifier? You know that, huh? So we should test that. Okay, well. Okay, then there's another part on the side. Okay, is the side clear, doctor? Okay. So if you decided to put the ventilator on the shelf with some tools, you could do that. Just try to take this tank away, this way. It will be pulled out. As soon as you have this thing, again, anything you wanna disassemble it or reassemble it, it's tilting wide. So you do like that, and it's already detached. You could hold it. It's around 32 kilos. So if you do like that, then you could move it. If you are done, you put it back. Then you close it. If you try to take it, it's not secure. So this is one way to mount the whole unit. You could also put this one outside, if, like for example, there is isolation over here. If you have a longer cable, this cable, we're talking about this cable, the cable of the screen. If you have a longer cable, you would be able to put the screen outside maybe, and the ventilator inside, and you could work with it. So how you detach the monitor or the screen, there is a tongue over here, okay? You have to take it this way, okay? Then just be careful, this one is heavy, so if you take the lash and push it this way, now it's removed this way. If you want to put it back, you try put it back. Now it's connected, you see? If you want to take it this way, you want to put it back, you take it this way, then you close, then it's secure. Yeah, in case of you wanted the screen down, you could put it up to this way. If you are a very long person, you could make it this way, okay? Okay. Okay, let's talk about, so the flow sensor over here is connected through a cable. This cable has to be connected to the back, and basically this is the position where you have to place the neonatal flow sensor. It has to be connected this way. And for the heated cover, the last one, this one is already closed, so you won't have an issue of, oh, where I should connect it. Basically, the first one on the edge is for the flow sensor. Third one is for the heated cover that I did show you. And if you want to turn on or off the ventilator, you can turn it on and off from here. If the ventilator was on, working with the patient, and someone accidentally hit that one, what would happen? The ventilator will continue working. The ventilator will not shut off except if the ventilator was in a standby. So now we are in a standby. If I turn it off, it's gonna go off. But if it was working on the patient, no, it won't have this issue. It will tell you to go to standby first, then turn or shut off the ventilator. Now we'll be talking about the ventilator itself, the software and the other features.
The battery.
Yeah. Will the battery last for 80 minutes? You can definitely use it for internal transfer, but I do recommend, because it's just to be honest with you, the best way to move patients would be with a portable ventilator, and this one should be, it's not made to be moved from side to side, but if you were in such a case, you could do that. But you know, weight and other issue gonna be a challenge. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so
It takes how long to be fully charged?
how long? It need to be connected
All
with
of the
the
time.
electricity all the time. This is very important thing. And usually after a few hours, after few years, battery life
Decline.
decline. So this is
So
so how
need to replace the battery.
you need to replace like after like 2 hours, like your laptop and your phones.
But even if the battery is not working well, as long as it is connected to the electricity, خلاص, it is working.
Okay.
It's working, yes. Exactly.
It is a reserve only.
It is a reserve, yeah. And as you can see, there is currency here.
And it needs to be connected to air, gas, and
Air and
oxygen.
yes.
There is no air cannot be generated by the ventilator itself.
You could make the ventilator work on one source only.
Either,
Either way,
oxygen.
or air.
but with oxygen will give 100, and with air will give
Will give
21, and will not change here. It is measuring the input of gas. So even you increase the oxygen, it cannot increase.
Yeah, but it will keep alarming, you know.
Alarming, yes.
If I2 is not working or something. Okay, wonderful. And this color indicates that it's connected to the electricity. If it's not, then it's gonna be off. Also, another way to know if the ventilator is connected to the electricity or not is the cable over here. If I disconnect it now, what you're gonna have?
Nothing.
Only one.
Yeah, so this one gonna turn off, and now battery is on. If you hit the battery, it will show you how many bars do you have.
Excellent.
Last bar will last for 10 minutes, depends on the rate and tidal volume. And if I do. No, if I do. Okay. Wonderful. So now we'll start with a new patient. Okay. As soon as you turn on the ventilator, it takes about 40 seconds to be in that screen. Okay. كده كويس كده؟
ماشي اوكي.
Okay. So this is the options you're gonna have. The patient setup. You're gonna choose either new patient or current patient. Okay. We'll go with the new patient. It will give you this table. So you choose, is it adult, pediatric, or neonate? We'll go to neonate. If we hit neonate, then you choose the height of the patient and the weight of the patient. So basically, it gives you the body surface area of that patient and the tidal volumes. You choose the gender.
What is the minimum weight?
Sorry?
Minimum weight can work with, can go with 400 grams.
It can go with 0.5.
0.5.
If you are using tidal
Volume guarantee.
BRBC or whatever. But you know, with the pressure control, it can reach lower than
يبقى ال lowest is 0.5 kg.
0.5 kg. Yeah.
Okay.
If you are using 6 mils per kg. Okay, then confirm. As soon as we confirm the setting